Okay, again, I would like to thank each and every one of you for coming out tonight. And I just want to say this. If you don't know what this means, I want to explain it to you. Public service means looking out for the public's interest. And I'll repeat that. Public service means looking out for the public's interest, and I would like to thank all my fellow colleagues. We have the right people in place now, and we have been looking out for your, not just your interests, but all the students from pre-K through 12. We deal with a lot of issues on a daily basis. We don't receive a salary, but we're committed, just like you all are committed. So I do want to assure you all that commitment, like my colleague just said, Carol Banks, we're going to take this to the next level. We're going to make sure that DPS is one of the top schools in this nation. Thank you.
Thank you. Board Member E.Herrada.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. And thank you. I was explaining to people from my district this evening that during the takeover that Lamar was giving us the historical background on, we had a board member who was elected to a seat and was removed, and I was very angry as a taxpayer and a parent and a citizen about that period of time when I wrote letters and complained about no teachers in the classrooms for my children who were then at Cass Tech. As a parent, we were completely silenced. We didn't know who many of the board members were. They were completely changing all the time. They had no connection to us. If there were changes in those appointments, we didn't know who they were. And during part of that time, one of my biggest issues was that the board member who we had elected did not meet with the community to tell us that the board was being removed by the state, by the governor. And I find myself in that position today, except we are not being removed. But I did want to say to the people in the schools, in the district, all of us who pay taxes in the city of Detroit, who I think should be the first line of who is asked about our own resources. What are we to do? And for the record, I think it's important for us to have these discussions. I want to also say that I'm very, very proud to be a member of this board who will stand up regardless of whether or not we're recognized, whether or not we're accepted. We were elected and appointed to these positions, and we will stay in them. You're going to have to carry us away. They're going to have to carry us away because we were put here for a purpose. We don't get any money. We have no power to let contracts, which means nobody's going to try and give us anything. We're not on anybody's pocket. In our district in Southwest Detroit, we are being inundated by nonprofits taking over the power of the Latino community. It's a very serious issue with us. People who do not live in the district, do not pay taxes, and have incredible power over behind-the-scenes deals are now leveraging power to get the charters. We need to be able to restore the power that Dorothy Alcalá talked about, the power of the vote. We need to stand together. If we don't have the power of the vote, we have to figure out what is the next thing.
Amen.
We might be under an emergency manager in the city of Detroit. We wouldn't even know it. We don't know what power the city council has, and we know that if they're coming after us, they're going to come after every single elected official. And no one will have any power. So we need to figure out what our actions are going to be. We need to be lockstep. If we have to make sure that our children can read and write, if we do that on our porches, like the old time escuelitas, then that's what we'll do. We know how to read and write. We know how to fight. We are Detroit. And I think that as long as we continue, we're going to continue to meet. They can't take away our right to assemble. And if they do, then we'll go down fighting. And I wanted to say that for the record. Thank you.
Vice President.
First of all, I just want to again thank the community for coming out this evening, to being part of this, to our president, to my colleagues. This has been a struggle and a challenge, but we will continue to stay with this. I want to say a happy birthday to my colleague also, Ms. E.Herrada, to the media that's out there. We thank you all for coming as well. Ms. Schultz, WXYZ, Channel 7, I believe Ms. McDonald from Channel 4, WDIV. A motivational speaker once said that the person you are today is based on the decisions you made yesterday. A local leader said that. And if you were to take that to the next level, the person you are tomorrow is based on today. We have fought and advocated and worked hard to help our students to get to that tomorrow. We have, as elected officials, which we will remain, have walked and campaigned and sweated and gone into savings. I know personally going into my children's college savings and so forth. And in this struggle, I lost my sister, who once said to me, "Tyrone, you're going to do all this for $30 per meeting." And I said to her, and I didn't even realize when she was laying there in the hospital, that I didn't even realize what she knew more than I knew. And I said yes, because when I travel around other cities like Atlanta, New York, and Chicago, and Baltimore, Washington, D.C., and others, and you see everybody has a piece of the American pie and is gained through education. The disparity of economics in this nation is a direct correlation with the disparity in education. So what we have tried to do, we have tried and we will continue to bring that level of education to this city. We have prepared a document that is called the Detroit Board of Education 2020, a declaration on moving forward. If anybody ever wants to know more about this board, they can look at our mission, they can look at our vision statement, our declaration of education, our core beliefs, our values, our commitments, our guiding governance principles, our preamble, our creed, and a theory of action for change. This was put together in conjunction with Dr. Rod Page, who used to be Secretary of Education for the United States of America, and also former Superintendent of Houston Schools, and his colleague, Dr. Donald McAdams. So we will continue to work toward the year 2020 with this document, number 2. Number 3, we will continue to work toward having a superintendent to govern this district. We know that an emergency manager is for a temporary period, and one way that you don't have an emergency manager, you stay out of the emergency. That's what we look to do. And number 4, we look to continue with our academic planning, because we want this city of Detroit to be a bastion of academia for America. We want this to be not only a national model for education, but an international model. And number 5, we will continue to recruit and help retain our students in the Detroit Public Schools, whether they're charter schools by us or whatever. And lastly, we want to continue to make sure each child, each youth, each parent has a greater quality of life through education. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, that will conclude our comments for today, and I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
So moved and supported?
Support.
All in favor? Aye.
Thank you, Barb. Yay! Woo!